Hello everybody and welcome back to the Full Beam Podcast. This is Season 2.
Series 2.
Season 2.
We're not American.
But most of our listeners are, Al.
Some are. Yes, hello San Jose.
Yes. Season 2, Season 2, Episode 1. It's the new year, everybody. Happy Christmas, Happy New Year. Hope you all had a lovely festive break. And we are back, lovely and refreshed. No.
What's up?
I'm ready.
Well, let's go. Yeah.
We are going.
Right, go on, man.
Okay, so it's all on me.
What are we talking about today, Si?
Well, right, everybody. Wow, that sun's right.
It is me, sir.
Your windscreen is filthy.
Not anymore. Go on.
Okay, so we were discussing over Christmas all car awards and car of the year and car this and blah blah blah. Everybody,
Which we will do.
We absolutely will do, but this episode has to come first, which we soon realised, didn't we? Okay.
Yeah.
So you look at what car, auto car, Top Gear, everybody
I'm loving
does.
this sun, Si. It's making my teeth look white.
That
I need more of this sun.
That must be some sun out.
It is. Make it.
Must be
Carry on.
some sun. And we thought, well, we'll chip in. We'll have our own little award ceremony. We'll have our categories and everything else. So I was like, yeah, fine, right up for that. Give me the categories, okay? So as you would, city car, hatchback, saloon, coupe, and then we got into the sticky world of sports cars, supercars, and ultimately hypercars. And Al here couldn't decide what was a supercar, what was a hypercar, because he didn't know what differentiates.
I'll be honest here. I mean, I'm the part owner of a car podcast. I should know the difference.
You should, Al. You should.
But I don't.
And sometimes I do doubt your commitment to this podcast and what knowledge you bring.
Don't ever doubt my commitments.
So, today's episode, we will get to the point. Today's episode is what makes a sports car, what makes a supercar, and what makes a hypercar. And then, hopefully, during this car journey, we can come to an agreement of what makes each one of those, and then we can start to put cars into our categories to ultimately do the Full Beam Car of the Year Awards
next week. Right, so my sticky point is I don't know the dividing lines between the three criteria. So when does a sports car become a supercar, and when does a supercar become a hypercar? So for instance, I know an Audi TT is a sports car.
Yes. An Audi R8 is
a supercar.
Yes.
Why is that not a hypercar?
Because, right? And you asked me a really valid question the other day. You went, a Ferrari sports cars? No.
But surely some are.
Well, you see, only one in my eyes.
What, California?
Yeah.
Because it's the entry level one.
Yes.
So what? Actually, I would say a few Ferraris are.
Would you really? But then
sports cars.
I would say that 99% of Porsches were sports cars.
I would say nearly all Porsches are.
And then
99%, sorry.
Yay, Mass's a strong point. Oh man, I love this. So yeah, all Porsche, the Boxster, even the Boxster S, the Cayman, the Cayman S, all 911s apart from, I'd say, like the Turbo. I know the Turbo's still a sports car. GT2 RS, GT3 RS, and I'd say you get into the supercar. And I would say the 918 Spider was a hypercar.
Why?
It's all to do with price, performance,
yeah,
and rarity, I think.
Rarity?
Yeah. Okay, but then now, so all Ferraris are rare. Yeah. But maybe not as rare as they used to be. You do see a few of them knocking around. But I think a hypercar has got to be rare. You're talking about Chirons, Veyrons, right, LaFerraris, 918s. Can
I excuse me, I've not been well, you can tell.
For 18 months. What it feels like anyway.
Not been well for 52 years. Can I say what I think some criteria might be?
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Let's debate it all. Come on, let's have it.
Okay, so I think there's a few things, and let me say what they are first.
Yeah. I will listen, okay?
Thank you. So I think practicality's got a lot to do with it.
Sure.
So I think a sports car, yeah, you could go to Tesco's and want to get the shopping in.
No.
A hypercar you couldn't. A supercar you couldn't. I think there's something to do with that. I think age has got a lot to do with it. So you're saying all Ferraris are supercars? Well, is a Ferrari Dino a supercar?
In the day.
Not now.
So you
It's a
change.
sports car.
So you change the brackets, do you?
It's a rare sports car.
Because it was fast in the day, but it's slow now.
But there were no such thing as supercars, though, were there?
No, but you didn't have the performance, did you? Or the design.
It's not a supercar. It's a vintage sports car.
So now you're saying that the categories can change because the Golf R is faster than a Ferrari Dino. It's not a supercar.
A Golf R?
Yeah.
It's a sports car.
What?
It's a sports car.
What's a sports car?
A Golf R. I would never have that as a supercar.
No, you misunderstood me. A Dino now is not classed as fast
Right.
because the Golf R is faster.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You get a hatchback, you get the kids in, you get the dog in, you get the shopping in,
Yeah.
faster than the Dino.
Right.
So you're saying because of that, because of what it was years ago to what it is now, its categories changed.
I don't know. I don't think the category changed. I don't think the category was there in the first place.
So when
I think supercar started at a certain time.
yeah,
and it wasn't the 60s.
yes, okay, I agree with this. Hypercar has only come in the last 5-10 years.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree
Right.
with that, mate.
Hypercar.
Yeah.
I think a hypercar is a car that pushes boundaries.
Performance-wise and design-wise and rarity-wise,
Maybe
and price-wise.
performance-wise, I think. So something that's not been done before. So when the Veyron came along,
It's a hypercar.
yes.
It's a hypercar now.
Hypercar now.
Yeah.
Yes. Because I remember Jerry Clarkson at the time saying, this car is the motor in Concorde. It should be impossible, but it's been done.
Yes.
That's a hypercar.
Yes. Okay, so can I throw into the mix Koenigsegg?
Go on.
That is one of the very few cars I have never seen on the road.
No, I've
Never.
No.
I've seen Lamborghinis, I've really good, rare Lamborghinis. I've seen LaFerraris, I've seen Bugattis. I've never, ever, ever seen a
I've
Koenigsegg.
seen a Bugatti.
So, you're going off rare. That to me, if somebody said to me, name a hypercar, they're the first ones that come into.
I don't think reality's got anything to do with it.
It's got to.
Why?
Because it's got to be unobtainable. You've got to see none of them. And when you see it, it's like a performance. It's like, oh my goodness, there's a Pagani, there's a Koenigsegg. It's got to go, ma. It's got to make your jaw drop. You see a Ferrari California, they go, there's a Ferrari California, that's nice. It's got to be rarity.
I've seen one Lamborghini Urus, that's when we saw in Lunchtime.
Yeah.
I've seen one.
Yeah.
Does that make it a hypercar?
Well, nobody makes it a supercar.
Right, but it's not a hypercar, but it's rare.
It is, but is it as rare as a Pagani? How many Paganis have you seen?
No.
None. How many Koenigsegg's have you seen?
No.
How many Uruses have you seen?
One.
One. So which
Still
one's
only
rare?
one.
Which one's rarer? It's got to go
I've
on.
never seen a yellow with paper polka dots Porsche 911. Would that make a hypercar?
Right, well, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Is rarity a deciding factor in the super sports hyper categorization? I think it's absolutely got to be.
I think it's technology. I think it's all technology. I think it's pushing boundaries.
But it is.
The Veyron pushed boundaries. The
It
Shimmer
did.
pushed boundaries.
It did.
The Mercedes one when it comes out will push boundaries.
Yes, absolutely.
That's hypercar.
Yeah, but a Mercedes Project One, whatever it's called, will be a hypercar because it'll have all the Formula One technology on it. It'll have DRS curves, whatever. It'll be a hybrid. It'll push performance boundaries. It'll push price boundaries, and it'll push rarity boundaries. So it'll be a hypercar.
Yeah, but it's rare by default.
Because they won't make any of them.
Yeah.
So it makes it a hypercar.
And they're costing hundreds of thousands of pounds to make, if not millions to buy.
Yeah.
So it's just rare by default. It's not because it's rare. It's just rare anyway.
But it's
there's other rare cars that aren't even sports cars. They're not hypercars just because they're rare.
No, I'm not saying it's just because they're rare, but it's got to be a factor.
But it's a factor by design, isn't it? It's a factor by default.
It's all right. We need your opinion. Please tell me if you're Team Al. If you are Team Al, unfollow us, or Team Sai. Whereas the rarity factor has got to be taken into account when going through the categories.
We're kind of agreed what a hypercar is, aren't we?
Yes. Okay. So
when does a supercar become a hypercar?
Right. Okay. So if I say to you, give me your car of the year, it doesn't have to be this year. But if I say to you, give me a hypercar, what would you say?
A hypercar.
Give me a hypercar.
The Veyron.
The Veyron.
Greatest hypercar ever.
Okay. So did Veyron start hypercar? When the Veyron came out, did the motoring world go, oh my god, this isn't a Ferrari 599. This isn't a 458. This is something else. It
was like some off the planet, wasn't it?
Yeah. So did the introduction of the Veyron require the introduction of a new category?
Wasn't the things before was the first Koenigsegg?
But when was that? CCX?
Was that before the Veyron?
Was it similar to, so that's another really good question. What car brought about the new category of hypercar? Good question, that. Okay, so then what makes a supercar? What makes a car not quite a hypercar? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, something that has extraordinary performance, something that's something that's rare.
But not as rare as the hypercar.
Someone's got massive pose value.
Okay, so supercar for me. Supercar for me.
I'm kind of being technical here, am I?
Pose factor, curb factor.
I think a supercar is
supercar to me is 99% of Lamborghinis and Ferraris, Aventador, Huracans, 488, whatever, 458.
Okay, is a Lamborghini Miura a supercar or a sports car?
Well, a Lamborghini Miura back in the day was, again, like somebody brought it back from space.
Yeah.
That design, those lines, the performance, the engine noise would have made jaws drop.
But there were those big supercars.
Exactly.
So was a sports car, wasn't it? But this was an MG midget.
Yeah.
Can you see why I get confused here?
And you get confused, Al, because you're old.
Let's expand on that.
Well, you were alive when the Miura came out. Obviously, I know the Miura. I know of the Miura. Never ever seen one. You know, wasn't alive when. I can just imagine the furore when it came out, and people were like, "Oh my God, what is that? How can you possibly make that? How can that work?" But you were alive through all that. So you now, I'm saying to you, what's a hypercar? But you're still in the mindset of sports cars.
Yeah.
Whereas
pretty much.
I'm half his age.
No.
So you know, I was.
Do you want to just clarify that?
Al's 55. I'm 35.
I'm not 55. Am I?
Anyway, so yeah, I think that's why you struggle. And I also believe that you're not a massive car fan. So yeah,
I'm not as massive a car fan as you, and I don't take as much notice of cars as you do.
No.
I haven't got your brain capacity for remembering things about cars as you have.
I am.
But I still love cars.
He does love cars. I'm only messing with him. But you see, so hypercar we've nailed: price, rarity, design, performance, everything else. Supercar, 99% of Italian cars. In fact, I've read somewhere that supercars.
What? Do you want to say that again?
99% of Italian, like Lamborghini, Ferrari. 99% of those cars are supercars.
You said Italian cars. What about Fiat?
Well, Fiat don't count.
They're Italian cars.
They're not Italian supercars, are they? Not.
You said.
Oh, I'll stop being so
99%
facetious.
of Italian
We're
cars.
talking about supercars, aren't we?
What you meant was 99% of Italian sports car makers.
Performance, not
Okay.
supercars or sports cars, because you're categorising them into one category. We're trying to expand those categories.
Right.
Okay, but yeah, Al's right. I'm totally discounting Fiat.
They're Italian cars.
They are Italian cars, but you're absolutely right. But so back in the day, what we now call supercars used to be known as exotics.
Exotics.
Yes, so you might have known them from that as well. No, so exotics have moved into supercars.
I think where class in this Liverpool would have been a flash sports car.
Maybe
That's exotics.
maybe. So
that you'd see in a film.
yeah. And like I said, the majority of Ferrari and Lamborghini's current catalogue of cars are supercars. Again, most of them do near enough 200 miles an hour. Most of them are rare. Most of them are designed beautifully, look incredible, would make your jaw drop.
Okay, so what's the dividing line between a sports car and a supercar?
Exactly. And
Maybe that's the toughest.
this is the toughest as well, because you're exactly right. You've just turned round and gone, a Porsche 911's a sports car. Absolutely, totally agree with you, mate. Totally agree.
Varieties of it.
Yes.
Supercars.
Yes, exactly. Now, I also can't put in an Audi TT with a Porsche 911. I can't put a Fiat 124 Spider in with a Porsche.
No.
I can't even put a BMW Z4 in.
Would you not put 124 Spider in with a Boxster maybe?
Well, yeah, but then would you not put a Z4 in with the Boxster?
Yeah.
So would you put the Z4 in with the Boxster and the TT? So there's a sub-sports car? Because they certainly are sports cars, because most of them only have 2 seats, most of them have their roofs down,
Yeah.
most of them have a tiny boot.
Yeah.
So is there a sports car premium?
Well, they're roadsters, aren't they?
Oh, wow. You're throwing a whole spanner in the works now.
2-seaters, roadsters, aren't they?
But aren't most of them? Lamborghinis 2-seaters, Ferraris 2-seaters, LaFerrari.
I always think of roadsters being actually kind of a hard top. I always had this image in my head of being convertible for some reason.
Yeah.
They don't have to be, do they?
No. So there's got to be a dividing line in the sports car category too, because some ultimately are more of a sport car
I
than
think
others.
these sports cars not something that you would use every day. I'm sorry, a supercar is something that you wouldn't use every day.
Yeah.
A sports car you could use every day.
You could use every day, mate, yeah.
And that could be the dividing line.
And again, nothing on performance. I think it all goes around performance and looks.
So is an M3 a supercar or a sports car?
You see, I knew you'd do this, you little tinker. That is a performance.
You know what, people, this is a first. We are 16 minutes into our podcast, and the first person who mentioned BMW was me, not him.
This is
It's
true.
a first.
It is a first, mate, yeah. But that is a performance saloon car,
Oh. Go on.
isn't it?
Yeah, which is...
Well, it's not a sports car.
It's a sports car.
It's not by
Why?
default, because it hasn't got 2 seats, a tiny boot and a roof that comes down.
It goes like hell.
It does, but it's a performance saloon car, isn't it? Ultimately, I could thrash that round the track, but take my kids to school in it day to day. It's a daily driver.
If the BMW M3 be going out as a kid, right, and I'd been coming home from school with my granddad, and we'd have seen it in the streets, we wouldn't have gone, oh, look, that performance saloon car. We'd have gone, look at that sports car.
Oh my
We don't
god!
go, oh, look at that performance saloon car.
But it is one, though, isn't it? It
Look at that
is one.
sports car. That's what you say.
It is, yes, mate. And I'm rubbing my head, not out of annoyance for you, but because you're right. But it's a saloon car that goes like stink.
So it's a 40 Sierra. Oh, it's a hatchback, isn't it?
Mate, we're not getting anywhere here.
We're not, are we? I think it's practicalities. Can you get your shopping in the boot of a sports car?
No,
A supercar?
no,
You can on a sports car.
not really.
Isn't a sports car
The Cayman had a hatchback, but you could get nothing in it.
overnight bag?
No. Well, yeah.
You get shopping in then, can't you?
Well, you can't get your shopping in though, can you? Hey, love, go to Tesco for me, get the week's shopping. Oh, I'll take the Porsche.
The week's shop.
But that's what you do. You take the M3 to get a week's worth of shopping.
What's the M3? Sorry, what's the X3 then?
The X3M.
Yeah.
Very,
performance
very
SUV.
cross. But it's not a sports car.
Isn't it sporty then?
Oh, but it isn't a sports car.
Okay.
It isn't, is it?
So no SUV can be a sports car.
No. Because it's an SUV.
Are you sure?
It's an SUV. That's its category. What do you put the Urus in? What do you put the Urus in?
Well, it's an SUV, but it's more than that.
But what is it sold as by Lamborghini? What is it sold as?
A
what? What's it sold as?
It's sold as a luxury SUV.
A luxury SUV that goes like hell.
Yeah.
Yes. So what is it classed as?
A luxury SUV.
An SUV.
Okay.
Isn't it?
But it goes faster than most sports cars.
Because it's a Lamborghini.
So isn't it a sports car? As well.
Oh my god. We're supposed to be working together here. We're supposed to be working together to give the people a definitive categorization of the top tier, the top pinnacle of cars.
When it comes to our awards, then should we have two categories? Should we have SUV and luxury SUV? Because there's enough of them.
I'm going to hurt you.
Why?
Because you're being dead facetious. It's like you're taking it out on me.
I'm not facetious at all. I'm trying to get the categories right. I think there's too many categories now in my head. You know, just that makeup too. What is it?
That's the C-Class Coupe.
What's that then?
It's a coupe, isn't it? 'Cause it's only got 2 doors.
It's not a sports car.
It's a coupe. What?
The Alpine A110.
Yes.
It's
Sports
a coupe.
car.
It's a coupe as well, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So, is that a sports car, that make? No, it's a coupe. Yes, but is it a sports car as well?
Well,
I don't think it. Well, hang on, is it AMG?
no.
No, if it's an AMG, it'd have to be a sports car, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it?
I'm really struggling now, Al. I'm really struggling because you're just blowing my mind. You're throwing spanners in the works, but you're throwing good spanners in the works because you're right. Okay, so the Mercedes GTR is a sports car.
Isn't it borderline supercar then?
Most probably, but it's also only got 2 doors.
That's what doors you got to do.
Coupe. 2 doors, coupe. 4 doors, saloon.
Right. What's an Ariel Atom then? That's got no doors.
I wish an Ariel Atom would run you over.
What is that?
That's a Formula 1 car for the road.
Is it a supercar?
No.
Why?
Because it's a sports car.
It's a sports car.
Yeah.
But it's got no doors, eh?
No, it hasn't got any doors on.
What?
It hasn't got any doors on. It's got a windscreen.
Exactly.
You
So,
need a helmet to wear it.
is it even a car?
Could just be a bit of scaffolding on wheels.
You
You
know
are
what I
me.
mean? You don't say about numbers of doors, and this has got lots to do with it.
But it has.
So it's performance.
It has got something to do with it. Well, yeah, fair enough. We've agreed that it's performance based. Yes,
Yeah.
totally get that.
It's shocks, but nice, hasn't it?
Halfway through a podcast. Oh well, I don't know where to go now, mate. I don't know where to go because you can have a BMW X5M with 500-600 brake horsepower, but it's not a sports car.
Surely it is.
It's not though.
But it's got 500-600 brake. I'm saying that. But I'm a brake horsepower as a truck, got a lorry.
Exactly. So it's got to be.
It's a truck.
It's got to be down to the design. If I went to someone and said, draw me a really basic image of what you'd say as a sports car, they would draw something low,
Yeah.
and something sleek,
Yeah.
and it wouldn't have any kind of boot on it. It would look like a Porsche Boxster. It would just be like a whoop like that.
Yeah, or whatever.
Yeah. No one's got. I'm not expecting anyone to draw any kind of detail on it. But if I went up to somebody and said, "Draw a sports car," give me the side profile of a sports car. You know in your head what it would look like.
Yeah.
I know in my head what it would look like before you even put pen to paper.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be an X5M.
But you were saying there were supercars before,
I was saying what were supercars before?
or Ferraris.
Oh my god! Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me?
I'm just letting you think.
I am thinking.
I can hear you thinking.
I can smell you thinking. It smells like burning. It smells like a tyre fire.
All right then. What? Let's just roll back a little bit. What do you think
Right,
are
okay.
the borderline sports cars from ordinary cars to the bomb?
Give me an example. I think that
What's the lowest figure you can say that's a sports car, but anything below that is not a sports car?
an Audi TT.
That's what I was going to say. That's exactly what I was going to say. Why though?
Well, again, but that comes in. That's got its own category. Well, it's not got its own category, but
It's a coupe.
no. Well, I can get them in a convertible as well.
Yeah.
But I would put that in. But no, actually, no, because where the MX-5 sit and Fiat Spiders and all that kind of stuff. Where do they sit?
I've just had an idea. Sports cars.
Yeah.
Right, if you see a car, such as an Audi TT, or above, and you think, you know what, I can see that on the track. Is that a sports car?
I'm stumped, Al.
Because I think that sometimes, I think that'd be boss on the track, that. So is that a sports car?
But then, but a BMW, an M3 would be boss on the track.
Pheasant, dead pheasant, did you see? Poor thing. The thickest, I can't see. It's really, really thick, you know.
Oh,
really
yeah.
stupid.
Really. If you were a bird, Al.
I'd be just above a pheasant.
You'd be some pheasant kind of sports car class.
Yeah.
Right. To get us moving, I'm going to ask you now for your. Just don't think about
We should fling cars at each other and say, we think what they are.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Porsche 911 4S.
Could be an easy one to start with. A 4S. That's the top end of a sports car.
Go on in.
Borderline super.
Al doesn't know any.
I'm saying something a bit off piece.
Go on then. Go on then.
Ford Mondeo ST220.
Hatchback.
That's fast, man.
No, it's not.
The Vauxhall Carlton that had the Lotus engine. Sports car.
Nope.
Why? It's got a Lotus engine.
Performance saloon. Okay.
That's good. You have a lot of trouble in that category. What then?
A Lamborghini Countach.
It's a supercar.
But why?
But it's the 70s.
Yes,
That's a good one,
exactly.
Isn't it? That's excellent. Is that the first supercar? So you've got to think when these terms came into being as well.
Exactly.
It's like with supermarkets, right? Bear with me on this, okay? We had big shops, then we had supermarkets, and then
Hypermarkets.
When did that start? In the 80s, something like that? There's no more, are there? There's big supermarkets.
Yeah.
The word hyper didn't come to be until the 80s.
Yeah.
There's also space and stuff.
Yeah.
So
if I get right, okay. So I think we can rule out like the French ones and the Japanese ones.
what French ones?
Well, like I said, like the Fiat Spider and all that kind of Italian. Sorry.
Has there been a French supercar?
Oh, Bugatti's French, isn't it?
Oh, bloody hell.
One for the blooper reel.
With straddles. Not with standard Bugatti.
Well, yeah, like I said, they
But that Bugatti, the one that sports out the
Alpine is French, isn't it?
Alpine French. Yeah. What, that fast Bugatti?
No, hot hatch.
It's a boiling hatch, isn't it?
It is
hot.
Yeah. So I think if I was going to say to you, right, let's get our heads together and let's decide a car of the year for sports car, I think we would have to have the cut-off point of anything that sits in between an Audi TT.
Go on, I'll just let it anyway.
And a Ferrari California.
Okay. A sports car is kind of like what I was saying before, whether you could take on a track or not. A sports car, including the tail, a sports car is something you could race. That's why it's a sports car.
So you can't race a hypercar then?
They're fast and hypercars. We'll get the audio out anyway.
Yeah.
The audio is easy.
Yeah.
It's just a video.
Okay, so
Can you see both of us?
I think so. We are now on Size GoPro because Al's had some technical difficulties. And I'm also really conscious that we've got nowhere with the categories. So I think we're going to have to box this off, Al.
Yes.
And we're going to say sports car, supercar, hypercar. I'm going to give you 3 examples.
Yeah.
And you're going to give me 3 examples, okay? And see if we can meet in the middle. Okay. So sports car for me, what's the roundabout, Al?
You see me, what you see you, and that, you know.
So it's better. Sports car for me, Porsche 911.
Yeah.
Okay. Supercar for me, Lamborghini Aventador.
Yeah.
Hypercar for me, Pagani's Honda.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your turn.
Sports car. Z4, whatever. Z4.
Wrong.
What is it then?
I don't know, but that to me, I can't put a 911 and a Z4 in the same category. I can put a Z4 and a Box in the same category.
Alright. Sports car. Audi TT, no, no.
Not doing that here.
I'm not on it.
What about an Audi R8? What's that?
That's a supercar, isn't it?
Maybe. Oh, I don't know.
Anyway, hypercar, Veyron, Chiron,
Koenigsegg,
Koenigsegg.
Rimac.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Supercar
A very good Porsche.
or a Ferrari.
Yeah.
Okay. And a sports car. You sticking with a Z4 or a TT?
Well, we can't have MX-5s in that, no? You couldn't race it, could you?
No. They're not fast.
No.
They're not rare.
No.
So no.
What's the Jag?
F-Type.
Yes.
That's a good one. Sports car.
Yeah.
Yes. An F-Type, a Ferrari, or a Chiron or a Veyron for a hypercar.
Okay.
Good. So now we know what the basis of each one of those is for a categories.
For the B.
Okay. So next week when we come together, it's a slick, well-oiled machine again, and I ask you for your sport, super, and hypercar categories.
Yeah.
You will have them.
Yes. Yes, I will.
Going off the basis of an F-Type, a Ferrari, and a Bugatti.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Thanks
So
for
we've
sticking
agreed.
with us, guys. We have, and I think we've got to the end of the podcast off.
We have, so don't forget our social media. Twitter, Instagram and
Facebook.
We're at Full Beam Cars.
Yeah.
You can email us fullbeamcars@gmail.com.
Yep. And don't forget to watch and subscribe and like our YouTube channel.
Which is the Full Beam channel.
It is. Right guys, it's Friday, so there's only one more thing to do, and that's to wish you all the very best for your weekend. See you next week.
And don't forget, if it's Friday, it must be Full Beam.
Hey, Full Beam Friday. Love it. Bye guys.
Hashtag.
Bye.